Hello peeps, Hillbilly Harford, how are you today? As you can see, we're by the Landy, and what we're going to talk about today is I've started the Landrover project officially now. I know where I'm going. We're going to get this all done, and we're going to talk about net zero. But before all that, I just want to say I put some new designs up on my shop again last night. Farmers aren't the enemy, and I think it was Fight the System or something. So I'll put them on the thumbnail. Go and have a look. Of course, you don't have to buy anything, but if you're interested. So here we are. This is my Landrover. If you don't know, this is my dad's and Landrover. It was a Series 3 Landrover, and the chassis had rotted. So we were going to do a thing where we were going to put a big engine in it and a long wheelbase chassis, but I come to that decision the other week where I realised I need to get it done as it was. So that's what we're doing. So I've cut the back of the chassis off here. Now, I've done it a scrabbler gun, they call it, where they go right all over the chassis to get all the rust off. If you can see, we still need to cut lots of this rot out yet. Just hadn't got that far yet. Same here, this lot, because it's rotted on the bottom as well, needs to be cut out. And from there back on the chassis on both sides is okay. I can't find any rot on it there, it's just where that cross member is here. You can see. So I can't show you it very well. When I do a proper video on it, I'll use what's called DJI action on it and show you properly what I'm doing, okay? This is just an update. So just to say, I have started it. So this is what we're going to use. We've got 3mm plate, sorry, it's a job to do this one, bent into a 90 look. So we've got another piece of that. We're going to make 6-inch 3mm box channel. So that gets fixed onto the back of there, some shape, and comes back out here as we make the chassis. And also, what's going to happen, I don't know if you can see this properly. It's the other way around on the camera, so it's a job for me to show you. Along here now, I'm going to also plate that to attach onto this back bit to give it extra strength and to make it all rigid. That's the plan, and across the top there as well, we're going to do, so we'll graft it in properly. It won't be some bodge job, I want this thing to last me another 20 years. This ain't no bodge job here, I'm afraid. So, there she is. There's also obviously got to start doing that here, but we'll get the chassis done first. There's lots of rot there. But what I'm going to talk about is net zero as well. Miliband's net zero. It's come out, I said about this a while back, that it's going to cost £1 trillion to get us all sorted, and it's going to be of no benefit to anybody, no bills are going to go down. Yesterday, £300,000 per household it's going to cost. Just what he's doing. £300,000. These people are getting insane. Absolutely getting insane. They need stopping. It's mad. Look at this vehicle, for instance. This vehicle is over 40-year-old, and it's basically, obviously we're fixing it now, but it's really going to be the same thing as it was 40 years ago. There is nothing that can be more, reusable than something like this, is it? Because it lasts forever, really, if you do the right job. But these new vehicles, these new battery vehicles, they don't. So to get the batteries in them, you've got to go to a communist country, rely on communist countries to get children to mine the actual stuff to go in the batteries. Because we haven't got none in the West. So you've got to rely on communist countries and slave labour to get these batteries for these new cars. It's the maddest thing I've ever heard. Absolutely mad. And we have to rely on China to make them. It's all a big plan to get us all under the thumb. Because if you think about it, before all this, if we hadn't have had fossil fuels, we'd have all been, well, living in poverty, really, because everything you wear, everything you use is from fossil fuels, from plastic to everything, nylon, all that. These people have got no brains. They don't even think about it. And if we hadn't have dug coal up, we'd have cut all the trees down and burnt all the trees, because that's the only thing that could keep you warm. You know, like Spock says, it's all logical. Before we started having nuclear power energy, and that was supposed to be the future, that would have been brilliant. But what they realised is, if they just started using a lot of that, the saps like us wouldn't be paying through the nose for energy. That's what they realise. That's why they don't want energy to be cheap, because that's what pays all their bills, all their mad ideas. Same with smokers. They don't really care about you dying from smoking. What they're doing is they were getting plenty of tax off it. There's less of you going to smoke, so they raise the price of the tax on it, so they get the same amount of money. That's what it's all about. You've got to look at the long game. Whatever happens, whatever transport they want you to have, you're going to have to pay the same tax as you're paying now, because that's what keeps the economy going. So it'll start off, these electric cars will be cheap, and as we've seen, they've gone back up to the same price as a normal car. World is crazy. We've got crazy people in charge of it all, and I look at it in disbelief, indeed. So I know we've gone on a bit of a tangent like we do, but like I said, I think these people are nuts. They're completely and utterly nuts. Lunatics in charge of the asylum. And they're spending billions, and they're taking money off people on the bus now. Going to charge them an extra £1 a trip. So each way, that's £2. If they've got a family, say they've got 3 kids, £4 each way extra. That'd be £8. 5 times a week. You know, this is getting into stupid stuff now. And then they just give 10 billion away, just like that, to the World Climate Fund. And by the way, I noticed I've got to do a video on that. They've lost 150 billion in that World Climate Bank. It's just gone into thin air, 150 billion. Because it's a big scam, that's why. So that's the video today. Don't forget to have a look at my new designs. You don't have to buy anything, of course. I'm only asking. And I haven't sorted the pricing out and everything, only from the hats and some of the stickers and things. So, okay. God, I'm still rough, I have to be honest with you. So, please comment, rate and subscribe. Ta-da.